Has everybody signed in? You signed in, sir? Oh, right here. Which case are you for?
Kids therapy, family of kids.
Which case are you here?
The last three that are on the agenda. I'm the applicant though, so I have to sign this?
Yeah. Thank you.
Good afternoon. This is the Town of Hempstead Board of Appeals, June 10th, 2026, 2 p.m. meeting. Mr. Chairman, do you have any opening remarks?
For those of you who have not appeared before us, I'll give you a little overview about the manner in which we conduct the hearings. First, we'll call the priority for the cases. We'll call for any adjournments. They will be heard first. After that, we'll get into the calendar. I don't believe there are any renewals. So after we call for the adjournments, we'll get into the cases. The cases are presented in the following manner. The applicant is given the opportunity to make their case. If there are any people here who are in opposition, you'll be given the opportunity to present your views, and then we will close the case by having the applicant or their representative sum up. During the course of the hearings, we will accept just about any evidence that is pertinent to the application. Once we close the hearings, we will not accept any additional evidence. All right, we're pretty liberal about what we accept. The matter, we do have a court reporter. She'll take down everything. We also videotape these proceedings, and they are archived so that if you wish, you can refer to them in the future. All right, once the cases are closed, the cases are closed. We expect, or we hope that no one will attempt to talk over anyone else, because the court reporter can only take down one person at a time. All right? That's about all I have to say, Patrick. Do we have any requests for an adjournment?
Mr. Chairman, we do have a request for adjournment on case 31926, Wantagh DCC Oakfield Development Corp., David Christoffel. Variance subdivision of lot, construct dwelling with attached garage and cellar entrance, Lot 1, as well as case 32026, Wantagh DCC Oakfield Development Corp., David Christoffel. Variance is subdivision of lot, front width from an on-street line to front setback line, side yards aggregate, construct dwelling with garage and cellar entrance with insufficient access pursuant to section 280A of the town law, Lot 2, as well as case 32126, Wantagh DCC Oakfield Development Corp., David Christoffel. Variance is subdivision of lot, front width from an on-street line to front setback line, side yards aggregate, construct dwelling with garage and cellar entrance with insufficient access pursuant to section 280A of town law, Lot 3.
Okay.
Sir, just your name and address for the record.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. J.R. DeCiccio with the law firm of Greenberg Traurig, 900 Stewart Avenue, Garden City, New York, 11530 for the applicant.
Yes, sir.
Just requesting an adjournment so we can take a further look at this plan and make some revisions. Hopefully.
What do you represent? You represent the
I
applicant?
represent the applicant, yes.
Okay. There are a number of people who have signed in opposition. Do you want to appoint someone to come up and speak as well?
Sure.
Okay. Ordinarily, just so you know, this is the first time the case is on, and what we ordinarily do, we almost always grant one application for an adjournment on behalf of anyone who comes in, whether it's the applicant or people in opposition. So the likelihood is that we're going to grant the adjournment. Does anyone want to speak to that for the opponents? Someone should stand up because we're going to set another date, and we'd like to know if that date is going to be acceptable to you as well as the applicant.
So just give your name
Name and address for the record.
Lauren Zaratka, 1242 Oakfield Avenue, Wantagh, New York, 11793.
Okay.
When you speak slower.
So do you want to repeat to this young lady what you said?
We're just requesting an adjournment so that we can take a further look at the plan, possibly make some revisions that might eliminate some of the variance relief we're requesting.
Have you had any conversations with anyone in the community?
No.
Oftentimes litigants come, set up a community meeting, invite people to come in, they can explain the plan, because maybe, to make sure everyone knows what is being proposed, and then you often get input from members of the community. I mean, is that something that your client and or you would be amenable to?
So why don't you give the young lady your business card? Okay? Yes.
I just feel like we've been doing these plans for quite a while. I've been watching the plans go up on the website for the permits.
Mhm.
It's been a long time to make revisions. This meeting's been, a month, planned for a month. We got a notice about a month ago, I think, in the mail.
Yeah, they have to they have to send
Yeah.
everything out. So.
We took off of work to be here. I have 4 kids. I get that. I understand because I was here for another thing that was down the block on the other side of Oakfield. So I know that that's typically what you said you do is the first one, you grant the adjournment. But they asked to be here to grant these variances. So it just seems silly that they want to push it back again.
Well, they may actually take the opportunity to engage with the people who are here in opposition.
Yeah,
Whoever
just we
else
haven't
comes
heard
in-
anything up until this point at all from them. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe, so, I don't know, if this is the only sign-in sheet, I have, there are 3 people, she said that doesn't go with it. There are 3 people signed in, I think they're pairs, so
Yeah.
there's 3 opposition sign-ins. Is that everyone?
All those people.
Okay.
So I have 3. So we have, the reason I'm asking is because maybe you could take a picture of this if you want to have the addresses to communicate. So I have Chris
I think
Strong.
you could get their phone numbers as well.
Okay, agreed.
Maybe you'll take a few minutes at the back to get everybody's contact information.
But we're still missing someone, I think, here.
They're here. He can talk to them.
Okay.
All right.
It'll be on the signage.
Patrick, how much time do you need? How much time do you think you need?
Well, if we're gonna meet with the community, I'd say probably 2 months.
Is that okay with you?
I mean, my
That's
kids are out of school for
August.
July and August, so that's going to be hard, but
How about September, after the children go back to school?
oh no, but it's better for you guys because you're teachers, right?
They're allowed to, you got a demo permit for that? So they're allowed to demo it, they just can't build it.
No, you're right. But
Okay.
that's parenthetical, so I think it's just to inform us that it's a new house and that sometimes the subdivisions come before us with maintain the existing house on a lesser lot and construct a new. So parenthetically, they add demolish existing so that we know they're not asking to maintain one.
Is the date in September more acceptable to you?
So you guys are teachers. You want to do August, right?
Pardon?
They want to do August. They're teachers, so they took off of work.
Dates in August, Patrick.
August 19th at 2 p.m.
2 o'clock. 2 p.m. August 19th.
Okay,
Okay, that's fine.
okay. Thank you. Thanks for coming in.
You will not get a new mailing, so you'll get informed by him about a meeting. If there are other neighbors who you think want to know when the next meeting is, there's not a future notice. Yeah, you have to update the sign, but there won't be another mailing because the idea is everyone's here, so they're getting notice now of the new date.
Have you people that signed in opposition, have you had a chance to review the site plan and plans? You have?
Okay. If not, they're online.
Okay.
Okay, have a good day. Thanks for coming in, sorry. Can't they call up,
Mr. Chairman, I do not have any other requests for adjournment.
excuse me, can't they call up the day before? I mean, can you go back and tell them? Yeah. You know.
And additionally,
Okay, next we will be calling case 31426, Baldwin Applied Behavioral Health Management LLC, doing business as Family of Kids. Use variance for proposed trash enclosure not permitted in Res B district in conjunction with proposed medical office. Use variance for proposed children's play area not permitted in Res B district. Variance in off-street parking, also known as 944 Merrick Road.
Everybody, please raise your right hand. Mr. Walsh. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please take a seat and state your name and address for the record.
Good afternoon. Name and address. Salvatore Ferrara, registered architect, Combined Resources Consulting and Design, 155 First Street, Mineola, New York.
Good afternoon. I'm Kevin Walsh from the firm Walsh, Marcus, McDougall, and DeBellis, 229 7th Street, Garden City, New York. I'm counsel to the applicant today. Good afternoon. So this is an application. The client is Applied Behavioral Health Management, doing business as Family of Kids. I'll refer to that their company as Family of Kids through the presentation. I'm here today with Sal Ferrara, who just introduced himself. I also have from Family of Kids, I have Leonard Caltabiano, who is the CEO, who's sitting in the first row here, and I have Douglas Richardson, who is the Director of Facilities, to answer any questions the board might have. This is an application regarding the premises at 944 Merrick Road in Baldwin. It is Section 54, Block 195, Lots 125 and 126. It is located in the business district, although the rear 30 feet is in the residential B district. The property is approximately 246 feet along Merrick Road and runs 130 feet deep. Most of the property is in the business district, as I indicated, but the rear 30 feet or so is in the residential B district. This is an application not for the existing use of the building, which is fully operational. The application is for approval to add add to the existing building a component to the current use of the premises. Family of Kids currently occupies the entire building under a long-term lease.
Excuse me. If it's fully operational, what's generating the parking variances before us if you're not changing any of that?
I suspect it is the addition of the outside area that we're putting in. It's deemed to be an additional component of the use.
Oh, is it going to take up parking spots, maybe?
No, it isn't. We're maintaining the same parking, but if you view it as maybe the building super department did, as an extension.
Colleen, would that make sense? Yeah, because if it's already going on, I'm just not sure.
Excuse me, everything's going on except what we're talking about in a minute, the outside area.
Play area.
Yeah, play area. Proceed, continue? Okay. Family of Kids is an organization that providing behavioral support services to school-age students. Their services are contracted by school districts. So as we know, our schools have many students who need the extra behavioral attention and programs. This need is for conditions such as autism disorders, Down syndrome, and other special developmental needs. Family of Kids provides this service. Their staff are professionals, licensed in behavioral analysis, speech therapy, physical therapy, and certified special education. The services they provide are mandated for many students through the special education laws and regulations in the state of New York. Family of Kids has locations already in Islandia, Farmingdale, New Hyde Park, Baldwin, and Hawthorne.
Now, may I just ask you, it looks like there's only one building on the subject premises, right?
Yes.
And it says that it is in conjunction with the proposed medical office. Is the medical office a part of this business too, or just in the same building?
So the characterization of medical office is really the designation given the type of use it is. It is not, there's no medical treatment necessarily going other than what we've talked about, which is the.
So is this business the only one in the building?
It is.
Okay, thank you.
Family of Kids provides the service, and their staff are all professionals. As I said, they're licensed and certified in many areas, including special education. The service that they provide are mandated for the students in New York. Family of Kids has those other locations I referred to, and is now, as I said, currently operating out of this Baldwin site with the approval of the building department. The building was previously a CVS. It was the same building footprint, the same parking, the same 38 parking spaces that were approved by the town for the CVS years ago. The issue before the board today is the request that the applicant be permitted to fence enclose a small 44 by 28 open area directly outside the existing building on the southwest corner. This area will not contain equipment other than a 2-child swing set. It will be an area where a few students at a time can get outside in the fresh air, away from the other things that are going on within the building. Its use is purely therapeutic. As I indicated, there should be no more than a few students in the area at any time, and while it's listed as a play area, it's not for students to go out and play. Its use is part of the therapy for these students, and there will always be at least one instructor, at least one, for each child outside. Because the open area is deemed an addition to the use of the property, and because it is an area of the property which is in the residential district, it requires this board's approval. We are also seeking to relocate the trash enclosure to the southwest corner of the parking lot, which will be fenced. Please note that based upon the use of the building, the current use, there will be not much trash generated. There is no medical waste, and the trash will be the kind of trash you generally find in office use. Even with both the trash enclosure and the outside open storage, we have maintained the 38 parking spaces, which has served the existing building since it was built. Students are dropped off at the building predominantly by a school bus. Thus, parking for the students is not an issue since there are sufficient spaces for the staff and the public does not attend session. Clearly, the fenced area creates no additional demand since it is used by children and the existing staff. There are a maximum of 22 students for the program at any one time. The staff will be a maximum of 40, but this is out of the norm. The range in staff projected is at maximum to be 30 to 35 staff members because the ratio of student per instructor is a high one. In addition, up to
What is
20.
it?
Sorry?
Do you know what it is, like 1.5?
Oh, I think it's for, I'm going to ask, I think it's different programs have different requirements.
Okay, we'll wait till they testify then.
Up to 25%, the expectation is that the family of kids has moved to this location because the expectation is that many of the instructors and staff live relatively close by, and a lot of them will be using, about 25% of them expect to use public transportation. The students' ages run from 5 to 21 years, and the program hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. There are no weekend hours for the programs. The trash area has been moved to keep the parking count at 38. As indicated, it is trash, but general office trash. We feel the open area is an important service to the students, and its use is benign. Many of these students are not communicative, so the sounds will be heard that you will hear from outside will be those of the directors and the staff members talking with children. We feel that there are no negative aspects or impacts with this use. Family of Kids provides an important service to the community. The use is consistent with the area. There's not another location on the site for this open area. And most importantly, the additional space does not create any additional impacts or demands to the surrounding area.
How long did you say it's been operating?
We probably 4 or 5, how many months? 5 months was the answer.
Thank you.
Finally, it's used solely to just reiterate, it's used solely if it's approved for the building as it exists and it's not really an extension or an increase in use associated with it.
1 second.
I have a question. How far are you from the Baldwin Railroad Station? You said public transportation.
Yeah. So we're not on Merrick Road. I don't know that we're that close.
So then you have the Merrick Road bus, I guess you're talking about?
I think that's what we refer
So when
to.
you say public transportation, you mean the Merrick Road bus?
Yeah, I believe so, but I'm going to ask.
So it's not within walking distance of the Baldwin or Rockville Center station?
I wouldn't say it is.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I do have, I'm sorry.
Excuse me, one thing. Colleen, can you tell us about, you can just use the microphone. I just want to know what caused the parking variance since they're already fully operational.
So it looks like this application that we're referring to right now is 25-4412 for the play area and
You got to speak closer to the microphone.
the play area and the fenced-in enclosure for the dumpster. There was another application that was approved in August of 2025 that was for the tenant fit out for the use of the building. So it looks like the parking is going with the outdoor uses, not with the tenant fit out.
Okay, so you're saying he's correct that this playground changes the parking calculation?
There appears to be the same number of parking spaces on both applications. They're both deficient, though.
Oh, okay.
So it does say on the plans that it's 11 spaces deficient.
Oh, so
But they're not changing, they're not reducing the amount anymore with this.
Okay, so wait, but he keeps saying there's 38 spots. I think there's 37.
37.
What's the required?
The required here is, looks like,
48.
yeah, so they need 48 because they only have 37.
Except for he's saying there's 38, so I don't know which number.
48. 37.
Agreed. 48?
48.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Mr.
So it's less spaces, but it hasn't changed. So can I just apologize to the board for misstating the parking, but I've just conferred with Mr. Farrar, is the same parking spaces, not the same number of parking spaces that existed with CVS.
Yeah, but apparently you needed a variance anyway before this, so it isn't necessarily the playground. That's all I needed to clear up.
Yeah. And I would just say, so it's on the record, that the parking count associated with the CVS retail is the same as the parking count for the office. So I'd argue that we're not increasing any even paper or statutory demand on parking. I do. Yeah, can I submit just 2 photographs that I think are important for you to see?
And when were they taken? Who took them?
Okay, so Sal, this is I'm sorry, this is not a photograph. This is a rendering, color rendering taken by or prepared by Mr. Ferrara, which just gives you a better look at where this is going to sit, where the play area sits on the site. And then this is a photograph was taken. That's the play set. The play set. Yeah. And who took that and when? That, yeah. At another site.
And it fairly and accurately represents what it purports to represent, correct?
The
We'll accept it in evidence.
rendering is a three-dimensional rendering looking from above, which I think fairly concisely describes where the play area is and where the trash area is in relationship to the rest of the site.
Okay, we'll accept them in evidence.
And when you see the swing set, the zoning board secretary did ask me, is there going to be play equipment? I just found out that recently, and I'm bringing the photograph of the one piece of equipment that will be, which is, if you ask Mr. Richardson, he'll tell you it's critical to the therapeutic nature of that outside area.
Okay. Not a heavy lift.
That's the presentation. If there are questions, as I said, my two executives here from the family of kids to answer any further questions that the board might have.
It's a stunning photograph of the swing set. What about the equipment, the piece of equipment? Can someone explain what additional piece of equipment is going in there?
No, that's the one.
That's it?
That's the swing set, but my application didn't put it in there initially because I didn't know about it, and now I know about it, so I'm showing it to you. And we would stipulate that that's the only piece.
Okay. That's fine. Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Each of you who have signed in will receive a copy of the board's decision by mail once it's rendered. Thank you.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
A nice day. Mr. Walsh, could you approach, please?
Next, we have case 31526, near Garden City, the Escape Game Garden City LLC. Special exception to use part of premises for place of public assembly and amusement, proposed escape room, also known as Roosevelt Field Mall, 630 Old Country Road.
I'm shocked. There's no one here in opposition.
State your name and address for the record.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. William Benesso for Shelley Deegan Tarana, 333 Earl Ovington Boulevard, Uniondale, New York. Here on behalf of the applicant, the Escape Game Garden City LLC. Seated behind me to my left is Mr. Himanshu Patel. He is a representative of the company, which is the applicant before the board seeking a special exception for a place of amusement at the mall. In various applications that I've brought to the board on behalf of the mall, we have talked about the changing face of retail and the way that malls, including Simon, mall companies, including Simon Malls, has had to address the advent of online shopping and the fall off in retail shopping by adding more diverse uses in their shopping centers, in their malls, including experiential and entertainment and venues. And this is precisely that. This is something called the Escape Room, and they offer two types of entertainment experiences for customers. They have what are called escape rooms. There would be the site here is a 4,816 square foot portion of the mall situated, I guess you would say it's in the southeast portion of the mall between Macy's and Nordstrom's. It's accessed both from the interior portion of the mall, but it will also have an exterior access to the space. But it is proposed.
Second floor?
Second floor.
No, first floor.
I thought that was,
Oh, I'm sorry. There is a, yes, I'm sorry. There is a walkway to the second floor. So it basically is a place where people will go to have either one of two entertainment experiences. One is an escape room, which is a series of rooms that have different themes where a group will go into and they will have to solve puzzles, perform certain tasks, and they typically do so as a group in order to advance to the next room, and they have 60 minutes to do so, and there is basically a control room that is monitoring their progress, and they can be given hints and given clues and helped out. If they complete it within the 60 minutes, then they have quote unquote won the game. If they don't, then somebody from the control room will come down and show them what they missed and show them, what they, how they should have proceeded. But it's an entertaining event, and they have all different themes. They have a prison break theme. They have themes involving undersea, a submarine adventure. They have ruins where they have to get out of. They have a prison break. They have a number of different themes. This one will have 5 escape rooms on site. The other entertainment experience that will be offered here is what's called the Great Big Game Show. And that is basically where people come in and they experience what it's like to be in a real game show. They'll have groups of typically 14 or 15, where there's 2 teams, and there'll be a host who actually is the MC, and they'll do a series of trivia events and things like that throughout the course of the hour, and one team will oppose the other team, and one team wins, the other team loses, but it's a lot of fun, from what I'm told. I have not been there. Have you? Have you been there? Mrs. DeMano, have you been to one of these? Oh, okay. I thought you said it was fun. This is the Great Escape. But basically, it's again, it's another experiential entertainment event that, or a venue that'll be coming to the mall. The hours of operation, they describe themselves as a nighttime, weekend and holiday business. That's when they're busiest. They'll be busiest on Saturdays, followed by Friday and Sundays. There'll be some activity during the week, but mostly it's Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Their hours of operation are anywhere from typically from 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. And because they have access to the exterior, they can stay open later than the mall is actually typically open. But most nights they'll be closing at 11 p.m.
You're not offering them as a condition of should be granted the hours of operation?
Yes, I'll provide, yes.
Are you offering those hours that you
Yes,
just stated?
9 a.m. to 1 a.m. maximum hours. Most days will operate 10 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Thank you.
Again, they have an exterior entrance and an agreement with the mall to operate during those hours. The game show will be the same hours. They have a maximum of 8 guests per game room, escape room, or 15 guests per game show room, and no kids are allowed to be there without parents. If you're going to have kids, you have to be with adults. Walk-ins are permitted, but about 60% of the games are booked in advance, and about 40% are booked the day of the event. This one I indicated will have 5 escape rooms and 2 game show rooms. They expect that on the weekends and holidays, they could have 300 people present through the course of the weekend. But again, that's their busiest time. During the week, it'd probably be more like 100 a day.
How long are the sessions?
Sessions are, the session itself is an hour. They stagger them by 15 minutes, and the patrons are typically there for 90 minutes. They get there for about 15 minutes. They're kind of shepherded into the room. They're told how it works. Then the game goes for 60 minutes, and then for about 15 minutes, they come out, they talk to the person who runs it and tells them how they did. If they did well, what they could have done to improve their situation. So it's typically a 90-minute stay for the people. And then the rooms are cleaned up, if you will. The escape rooms are reset. The buttons and the little secret things that they have to do are reset. The game show rooms are reset for the next game show. And they work with a set schedule, and you can call in and find out when there's an available time, and you can bring a full group, or you can mix into another group.
No food or beverage being
No
sold
food or
on
beverages,
premises, not for
no party
parties?
rooms, nothing like that. There are no wet uses. They don't have any of that. They do have restrooms on site, but there are no party rooms, no food or beverages are sold. They do have a retail component, just merchandise that's sold in the lobbies, promotional stuff for the escape room and the game show. What else can I tell you? They will have, at their busiest times, they'll have 12 to 15 employees on site, 1 or 2 full-time managers, and then the rest are part-time. During the lesser active times, they'll have anywhere from 6 to 8 people present. As I said, they have a small retail operation associated with it, but it's not a major part of their business. They don't get a lot of deliveries. What they get will come from Amazon trucks on regular scheduled bases, and they don't generate really any significant refuse. So it's just another experience that'll be available for patrons of the mall. They find that their customers are there not just for them, but they'll then get food at the mall, or they'll do some shopping, or whatever the case may be. So it's a good complementary use. And again, it also serves Simon well because of the diversity that it brings people into the mall. That's our direct presentation.
I find it interesting that you have a prison break scenario. You ever read the book, The Shadow Divers?
I have not.
It's about a company that had to discover which one of the U-boats sunk off the South Carolina coast during World War II. And in order to navigate the U-boat itself, there is a U-boat in a museum in Chicago. And the people who were going to dive spent their time going through the U-boat in Chicago on any number of occasions. So maybe if someone who wants to orchestrate a prison break, they'll just keep going through the prison break portion of it.
Well, if you check out the website for either the Escape Game or Great Big Game Show, you'll find this company they're based in Nashville. They've got let me just see how many. They've got 50 plus experiential entertainment areas across the country, and they build all their own sets. They fabricate everything for their sets, and their sets are really quite detailed. You go in, there's videos of the various sets, and you can see people going through them. They're very well done. It looks like a fun, entertaining situation. Yeah.
Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Mr. Benesso, you and your client will be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's ready.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Is it open now, Mr. Benesso?
Pardon?
It's not open yet?
No, they've got to get permits, do interior alterations, so,
When's the expected opening?
This was an important part of it. This is all
Very good.
You have locations too in Manhattan.
We don't
Thank
go
you.
there.
Next, we'll be calling case 31626 Elmont 88 Belmont Group LLC. Variances, subdivision of lot area, front width from and on street line to front setback line, construct dwelling with garage, parcel A, demolish existing dwelling, 196 Belmont Avenue, as well as case 31726 Elmont 88 Belmont Group LLC. Variances, subdivision of lot area, front width from and on street line to front setback line, lot area occupied, construct dwelling with garage, parcel B, south side of Belmont Avenue, 190 feet east of 2nd Street, as well as case 31826 Elmont 88 Belmont Group LLC. Variances, subdivision of lot area, front width from and on street line to front setback line, construct dwelling with garage, parcel C, south side Belmont Avenue, 230 feet east of 2nd Street.
Gentlemen, please raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Please take a seat and state your name and address for the record.
Pull that over. Dominic Minerva and D'Agostino, 107 South Central Avenue, Valley Stream, New York, attorney for the applicant.
It's Barry Nelson, 220 Pettit Avenue, Belmont, New York, 11710. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
No.
Frank Ferrantello Group Engineers and Surveyors, 12 West Mall, Plainview, New York, 11803. Good afternoon. The application before you today is for variances to permit the construction of 3 new single-family dwellings on the subject premises. Subject premises is located at 196 Belmont Avenue in Elmont. It's known as Section 32, Block 419, tax lots 193 through 199 on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. It is located in a Residence B zone. Subject parcel is located on the south side of Belmont Avenue, 140 feet east of 2nd Street. Subject parcel contains 14,000 square feet, and the proposal is to subdivide the parcel into 2 50 by 100 foot parcels of 5,000 square feet each, and 1 40 by 100 4,000 square foot parcel for the purposes of constructing 3 new single-family dwellings.
Which of the 3 is the 40?
The middle,
Which one?
the middle. The 40 by 100 is proposed.
317? Lot B, case number 317?
Oh, Lot B, yes.
Thank you.
Lot B, which would be the property proposed in the middle of the 250s. The variances requested are for subdivision, lot area, and front width for each parcel, with 6,000 square feet required for lot area and 55 feet of frontage, with 5,000 square feet proposed and 50 feet of frontage for the 2 exterior parcels, and 4,000 square feet proposed with 40 feet of frontage for the parcel proposed in the middle. Each dwelling is proposed to have a 1-car attached garage and 1-car driveway. There are no other variances requested, and the dwellings designed for each parcel meet all setbacks, height, and lot coverage requirements, except for a very minor lot area occupied variance for the 40-foot wide parcel, with 27.5% being the maximum permitted and 28.1% proposed. As you'll hear shortly from the applicant's real estate expert and project engineer, the proposal is in keeping with the character of the area and will not be detrimental to surrounding property owners. It's also in keeping with prior precedent in the area. At this time, I'd like to call Frank Ferrantello, the project engineer, to testify first, and then he'll be followed by Barry Nelson, the real estate expert.
Thank you, Councilor. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen of the board, pleasure to be before you again. I have a short presentation, and I'll take questions and comments after that. The proposed subdivision meets and exceeds the prevailing character. Oh, sure, I'll do that again, no problem. Frank Ferrantello, Ferrantello Group.
Could you move that so Stephanie could see the applicant, please? I didn't realize you would hit it. Okay, your address if you would.
Frank Ferrantello, 12 West Mall, Plainview, New York, 11803. The proposed subdivision meets and exceeds, sorry?
Who's testifying as the applicant or an expert? Okay. Mr. Ferrantello, have you ever appeared before this board before? And you've been qualified as an expert in the field? Since the last time you qualified before this board, have any of your qualifications changed?
No.
Okay, so we will then once again qualify you as an expert to testify in the subjects you choose to do so.
Thank you. The proposed subdivision meets and exceeds the prevailing character of the neighborhood. The project consists of 250 by 100 lots on the outside and centrally located within the subdivision of 40 by 100. This is not a shoehorn development, but a thoughtful infill subdivision that aligns with the established pattern of the block and surrounding area. The immediate radius, there exist over 30 lots measuring 40 by 100s.
How many?
Over 30.
Okay, when you say immediate radius, do you mean the 100 or the 200?
200 foot.
Okay.
So that's on the map. So the map has a 200-foot circle drawn, but there are a few other properties shown on the map that's on file that are just outside the 200. I believe the 30, 40 by 100 include the ones that are on the map as shown, but may lie just outside the 200.
Within the 200-foot radius, how many other properties are substandard?
Over 20.
20 within the 200-foot radius.
And how many are in the 200-foot radius?
Over 20.
No.
Total parcels, I have 41 parcels.
41.
Right.
So you're saying
40 by
almost
100s or?
So,
I'm sorry. So you're saying one short of 50% of the properties in the 200-foot radius is substandard in any particular way, or just any one of them that has a substandard characteristic?
So yes, the majority of them are 40 by 100s.
Pardon?
No. Wait, did you just say a majority of them are 40 by 100s?
Within the two.
Do you want to point those out?
So
Because
I'm just going to clarify that.
Yeah.
So on the map, within the 200 feet, not the whole map, the 200 feet, there are 41 lots.
Okay.
Out of those 41 lots, there are 12 40 by 100s.
Okay.
Okay,
Hold
now,
on, hold
Mr.
on.
Nelson's going to speak to this as well, so.
Good.
Wait, hold on. 12, 40 by
100.
100. Okay.
3 other substandards. If you disagree with my numbers, you tell me.
No, that's good.
3 other substandards, so those will either be 45 or 50-foot lots.
So when are you saying, are you referring to a specific substandard like lot area?
I'm referring to lot width and lot area.
Okay, so there are 3 other that are substandard, but not as small as 40 by 100.
Correct. For a total of 15 of the 41, or 36.5%.
How many of those were granted variances?
Mr. Nelson has all that information with the decisions, so I'm going to let him testify to that. I have the general information on that, but I don't want to conflict anything he says, so he's going to take you through those decisions.
Okay, but he told us that there were a majority in the 200-foot radius that were 40 by 100. So
He was looking at the entire map.
So that's not the case. That's all I want.
That's not the case for the 200 feet. So Mr. Ferrantello will refer to the color-coded map that he has on display there, which takes us on the map, but beyond the 200 feet.
There's no color-coded map there, unless you want.
Wait, I'll get it. You guys can't see that?
No. No. Those outside the radius. Okay.
That's what I was referring to.
Okay.
Okay,
Let's
if
try.
Mr. Nelson's telling us about the stuff he normally tells us about, I'm still trying to figure out what his role is.
Okay. I'll continue. There exist over 30 lots measuring 40 by 100, 45
But you
by
have to
100.
say where.
Within my exhibit, it's color-coded. The yellow highlighted is the 40 by 100s. The orange color is the 45 by 100. And the pink and purple are 50 by 100s.
Okay, yellows, wait. Can you say it again? yellows are 40 by 100.
Correct.
I don't actually see purple. Maybe that, and,
Pinkish?
Pink and orange.
yeah, Mr. Nelson, would you?
The yellows are the
40 by 100.
40 by 100. The orange is like 45 by 100. The pink are 50 by 100.
Correct.
So within the 200-foot radius, how many are substandard?
Okay, I'll get into that.
Okay.
What, I'm missing what the purpose of his testimony that's overlapping with his.
Yes, it's overlapping, but he went a little beyond the immediate radius, because there were a lot of 40s that were just outside the radius. So we did want to put that on the record for your consideration, and, if we can, we will give you that exhibit off the email.
I'm going to hand that exhibit in with the.
Do you understand what this guy's testifying?
It's going outside the 200-foot radius. Maybe why don't you pick that up?
Hmm?
Why don't you pick
Yeah, exactly. And the testimony.
how many of them we got?
There's a little bit of an expanded map off of 200 feet that Mr. Nelson normally testifies on. Like I said, there were a lot of 40s right outside our circle, and we wanted to put that on the record.
Okay.
Sure, I'll finish quicker. The two proposed 50 by 100s on the exterior of the project include a doubled minimum side yard setback.
Include a what? I'm sorry.
A doubled side yard setback at 10 feet, where 5 feet is required as the minimum, creating an enhanced buffer to adjacent existing homes and further minimizing any potential impact. The subdivision is well within the character of the block front and broader neighborhood. It matches but exceeds the predominant lot widths, areas, and
I think you're going a little more, you're testifying outside your field of expertise. Now you're testifying as to the nature and character of the neighborhood.
Well, I'm going to get to that because I do have a map with the building envelopes and of the footprints of the homes to talk about.
Wait, but the last sentence you just said, can you restate it? Because you went fast and it seemed to be non-specific.
Sure. The subdivision is well within the character of the block front and the broader neighborhood. It not only matches but exceeds the predominant lot widths, areas, and configurations.
Wait, exceeds I'm sorry, but it exceeds the predominant lot widths, but it doesn't.
I have highlighted on my exhibit 40 by 100s, just to highlight.
None of,
Yeah, you should say that since we have proposed 50 by 100s, and the expanded map is mostly 40 by 100s, that 50 by 100s exceed what the proposed.
okay, I'm sorry, but what I think is relevant is the 200-foot radius, but you can testify however you want.
Sure. So as evidenced by the radius map exhibit, some of the 40 by 100s have longer homes, and as evidenced by the footprint of the buildings, they extend past the 27.5% lot coverage, ranging from 28 to 30% lot coverage.
I don't think he's here for lot coverage, is he?
Any questions or comments? I'm happy to answer them. Or we could defer to Mr. Nelson.
I have no questions.
At this time, I'd ask Mr. Nelson to testify, and Chairman, having previously qualified Mr. Nelson as an expert witness with regard to real estate valuation and use, I would ask if you would continue those qualifications.
Mr. Nelson, since the last time you qualified as an expert before this board, have any of your qualifications changed?
No, sir.
Did not expect you to answer in the negative. Okay. Go ahead.
Thank you. I handed in several exhibits that'll include 17 photographs of the subject property and the surrounding uses. Handed in comparable sales for the area. And when I say the area, the subject property generally is south of Hempstead Turnpike, west of Elmont Road, north of Dutch Broadway, and for the most part, east of Cross Island Parkway. The exhibits, again, would be photographs of subject property taken by myself, and in my opinion, they accurately and fairly represent the subject property and the immediate area of the subject parcel. Comparable sales that have taken place in the last several years in this immediate area. I handed in what Mr. Ferrantello was discussing, his expanded radius with variances that were granted over the years. and I handed in aerial view, 3 pages that'll include the subject property highlighted in blue, an assessment map, tax map, or assessment aerial map that I believe what Mr. Ferrantello was trying to explain, expanded outside the 200-foot radius on the second page, and a second aerial view, or second page of aerial view on the last page.
Mr. Nelson,
Yes.
you mentioned variances. It's my understanding that a lot of the homes in this area are on compliant or larger lots, and that many of those that are not were non-conformings. So when you go through your testimony, will you enlighten us as to the extent there are in this 200-foot radius is what I'm more interested in. In the 200-foot radius, will you let us know to the extent you're addressing as a substandard lot size or front width, if that is?
Absolutely. I can go into it in slightly more detail, but the radius map that I handed in, that would be the expanded map, I identified variant cases that I identified on the bottom corner, the bottom right-hand corner of the page, A through L. I identified on that map where they are situated.
Did you only hand in one of those
Yeah, I'm sorry, I only
highlighted?
handed in one with that map. And for the board's consideration, the rest of the board, I will go over the ones most important. And we would have the one just to the east of the subject property, which was identified as B on the bottom right.
Can you use the name or something, because I don't have the
That would
ABCs.
be 2067 Belmont Avenue, which was in 1954.
That would be tax lots 200 and 201
Got it.
on your radius map.
1954, and that was the subject of the variance.
Yes, sir.
And it gave you what size lot?
40 by 100.
1954. Okay.
Got it.
If you go to 3 parcels to the east of that, which would be identified as 2040 Belmont Avenue,
Wait.
that is,
That would be tax lots 209 and 210 on your radius map.
2049, okay.
that was in 1957 on a 40 by 100.
Variance?
Yes. Now, when you say non-conforming,
Was that lot created as a result of a subdivision?
no, it wasn't.
Okay.
But what I was just going to say is, originally, 40 by 100s many years ago were okay. Then it required 40 at the street and 55 at the building line.
Do you know, for example, what the variance was on that one?
I handed it in, it's attached to that map.
I mean, if it wasn't, so the variance in 1957 wasn't to create the lot, but it was for something else, whether it's setbacks, something like that.
On C,
Was it to allow a building to be created on it?
yes, on B, right next door to a subject property, which I
have
originally
the-
indicated
can
as
you go by lot number?
2067. It was for required, we're talking about the one immediately to the east of the subject property.
That's tax lots 200 and 201.
Thank you.
That one
That's
required,
2049 Belmont Avenue you're referring to?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
No, he went back to the
2049
other one.
Belmont Avenue?
That would be C.
He's going back and forth
Yes.
between these two.
I was starting over. That was a variance required in lot area, front width of lot to construct one-family dwelling, side yard variance for a stoop.
Those variances were for the lot, to permit a house to
So
even
that
be
was in
built.
1954. Okay, got it.
7.
That one's 57.
No, he's,
In 54, it was a similar, right next door, similar application.
so far we have 2 lots in between. You have the lot 200, 201, 209, 210, right?
Correct. Both needed variances to be able to build a house on them, and they were granted.
One house.
One house.
Okay, keep going.
At D, which would be 2039, it's just outside the 200-foot radius, southwest corner, Belmont Avenue and First Street.
Can you tell us the lot? Because I don't have that. Can you just tell us the lots?
That's where on the radius map, it's identified as section 32, block 419. It would be the corner lot. It wasn't identified as tax lots because it's just outside the 200.
Okay, and when was that variance?
That was in 1954, and a similar application as the previous ones I mentioned. Front and side yard setback. This is a corner parcel. Variances in lot area, front width to construct a one-family dwelling.
So that would be just east of lots 209 and tax lots 209 and 210.
Are we just addressing 40 by 100?
No, I just wanted to know of these substandard lots within the 200-foot radius.
The most recent would be,
Which ones were non-conforming, and if they weren't non-conforming and they received relief from this board, when they received such relief.
the most recent would be in the subject block, touching the subject parcel, southwest corner of the subject property. And that would be on the north side of Hoffman Avenue, identified as
North side.
tax lots 246 and 248.
And those were 250s.
250s, and I handed in the decision on that application.
I have that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
That was in, I believe,
2018.
2018.
Mr. Chairman, can I ask a question?
Certainly.
Yes,
On your map here, you say yellow 40 by 100 lots 30. Out of the 30, how many are non-conforming? Meaning they're there from before there were zoning laws.
Oh, here it is.
In other words, you just named 3 variances that you got from 1954 in this area. So 70 years ago, basically, was the last time somebody granted a variance?
No, we had, you just mentioned, and it's for 250 by 100, so they needed.
I'm talking about a 40-foot lot. In other words, when was the last time a variance was granted for a 40-foot lot within this 200 feet radius? According to you, there's 1, 2. You got 1957 on 2049, and you got 1954 on 2067, right?
correct. I haven't gone through all of them, but
No, but I'm talking about within the two. I'm looking at your chart. It says, you're saying that there's 30, 40 by 100 lots, but, well, most of them are non-conforming. They're from before.
So we looked at the ones within the.
In other words, there hasn't been a variance granted within this area for a 40-foot lot in 70 years.
then you got, if I continue on the
No,
south.
I'm just answering my question. Is that correct?
I have about 11 of them that's, at least that were before this board. And
But I think your answer to your question is 11. I think the answer to your question is 11.
In other words, within this 200-foot circle, there's 11 of the 30 that have been granted variances.
I don't believe that to be the case.
no, some
No,
of
there's
them are.
41 in the circle.
Right, the 11 is total, including the larger ones, the 50 by 100.
I'm talking about your 40 by 100. It says 40 by 100 right here, and it says 30 total. So out of that 30 total, there's only 2 of them that were granted variances, and that was in 1954 and 1957.
I haven't finished yet, because we have on the north side, many of them were granted in 1950s, 1960s. The ones K&L, which is identified on the radius map, which is just on the south side of Hoffman Avenue.
Can you name the lot numbers?
It's just east, just east of tax lots 145 and 146 on the south side of Hoffman Avenue, just west of First. Then there's 240 by,
It's outside the radius also.
outside the radius.
Talking about what you're saying right here. So
That's
you
shown
answer
on-
my question. What I'm saying is true.
No, you're fucking idiot. No.
No, we're mixing now, because that map expands it beyond the The 200-foot radius.
So to
But let's
avoid
stay
confusion,
inside.
can we stick to the
Let's
200-foot
stick-
radius?
So on the,
I was-
let me ask Barry, the variances that you identified with the decision that you're discussing, are those all within the 200 feet?
Except for D, which is the corner, that's just outside.
Well, you've
One
identified
that's-
two that are outside so far, but you've identified the one that's under section 32-419, and you identified the two lots that are to the east of 145 and 146. Right?
Both of which were granted in the 50s.
Right, but can we just stay on the ones in the 200-foot radius and finish those?
Yes.
Yes.
Because you did lots 209, 210, lots 200, 201. You did lots 246 and 245, which are the only variances granted probably in the last, for a subdivision in the last, of a substandard size, as far as I can tell so far,
And they're
in the
both
last 50 years.
And they're both 50s.
Yeah.
50 by 100.
So you have more in there, Mr. Nelson. There are more 40 by 100s within the 200-foot radius. I just want to know if they were variances, when, and if they were subdivisions.
Yes. And the ones I identified on the map are the ones that received area variances. The others have not.
This is
No.
within the 200-foot radius.
You would have on
Within
your
the-
rate, yes.
Within the 200-foot radius, there are how many variances that were granted on 40 by 100, and when were they granted?
Within the 200-foot radius, there are three. Ones,
And when were they granted?
they were granted, all of them were in 1954 or 1957.
Okay. And now, so, for example, lot 300 and 299, that's a 40 by 100 within the 200-foot radius. Was that then just a non-conforming?
That was no, that was 1957. Are we talking, which one did you mention? 300?
It's on the north side of Belmont Avenue,
Side of Belmont.
300 and 299. It's,
1957.
that was a variance?
1957.
Was it a subdivision or just a variance? Pardon me?
That was the same lot.
Okay, so there's another 40 by 100, lot 289 and 288. Was that a non-conforming?
So Barry, is it safe to say that the other nine would have been non-conforming, meaning they were built prior to the regulations that you cannot construct a dwelling on a 40 by 100?
Okay,
So the other nine would have been prior non-conforming, three have the variances, and then as you mentioned, there were two recently, within the recent years, that are
Right,
50
so
by
that's the
100s
third
that
one,
are
right.
right behind us, and as you know, we're proposing two 50 by 100s and one
right,
40.
right.
The only subdivision, let me make sure before, would be just. Wait. East of would be.
246 and 247.
Okay, that's outside the radius. You want in within the radius.
I think it's 245 and 246. It was in 2018, but they're 50 by 100s.
The only subdivision where you would created 240 by 100s would be just outside the radius, south side of Hoffman Avenue, 100 feet west of First Street. It's outside the
And
radius,
that was granted when?
1972.
That's the two lots just east of 145 and 146.
Yes.
Okay. So how does that make this application consistent with the character of the neighborhood? Because I'm not really seeing it.
If we stand firm on character neighborhood as being the 200-foot radius, You have the mixed parcel sizes of 40 on the subject street, of 3 40 by 100s on the south side, and 4 40 by 100. Wait,
But those,
3 on the south side, 2 on the north side, and 1 45 by 100.
but the overwhelming majority of those were either pre-existing or granted
Yes.
more than 50 or 60
Correct.
years ago.
We
Yes.
acknowledge that we're just describing, we're just focusing not on the variances, just on the character of the area
Okay,
to respond to Mr. Bond's question.
okay.
And as council mentioned, within the 200-foot radius, there are 12 40 by 100s. This is strictly the 200-foot radius. 1 45 by 100 and 2 50s, and the 2 50s were the ones that were recently granted.
And as Mr. Nelson just indicated, 7 of those 12 are on our block and in our radius.
Now, granted, I understand that many of them are non-conforming. If you look at the second page of my aerial view, you will see, and this is what I believe Mr. Ferrantello was referencing, is the character of the neighborhood. Many, and they would be numerous amount, and I expanded it just to include the blocks adjacent to the subject property, north, 1 block to the east, 1 block to the west. And you will see I marked up in blue the 40 by 100s, and in pink the 50 by 100s.
Why should we run this block too?
So to determine the character of the neighborhood, I would like to, consider slightly outside the radius. Nobody just drives from first to second and say, this is the neighborhood. I generally would look at west of Elmont Road and within vicinity of the subject property, north of Dutch Broadway and south of Hempstead Turnpike.
But in
The
this
area
case,
is-
Mr. Nelson,
What's that?
in this case, like, I understand what you're saying, but this one is unique in that, yes, a block on the other side, the whole character of that street is 40 by 100, no
Yes.
question. And there's a street north that the whole character is 50 by 100. And the fact that this one is not anything like those two feels like it is sort of unique. We had a case like this in Atlantic Beach where there's a bunch of small streets, but then on Clayton, there was one substandard. So
I think Mr. Nelson just testified that there were 7 40 by 100s on the radius map on Belmont Avenue. There's only 14 lots on Belmont Avenue between First Street and Second Street on the 200-foot radius. So that's like 50% of our block would be substandards.
I see.
No, I see 145. Was the 45
And
included?
Did you say
that's the
no?
eighth
Okay,
one.
sorry, 140, oh, that'd be the 8th one, okay.
So you got
One,
between first
one,
on the east and second on the west.
So for our
You got the
block,
corner house, you got this next one in, you got the one
7 on
adjacent.
your block.
7 out of 14, so 50% of the block. And we're only proposing to add 1 more 40. The other 2 lots are going to be 50 by 100s. So they'll be larger than 50% of the parcels on the block.
I don't see it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That one's not on 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 1, 2, 3,
And just,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 that aren't. I don't see the 40%, 50% argument.
Certainly not within a 200-foot radius. I mean, if you go outside the 200-foot radius and you're talking about houses on the block to the west, you know how many of those were pre-existing? And whether or not any variances at all were granted to build those, or were they all built prior to the code?
Many of them were prior to the code, but I stayed within it. I have at least 3 others that I've identified and included in the exhibit that I handed in.
3 of how many? How many did you consider?
I considered those,
How many in the blocks that you're now referring to? You're talking about 3 of them out of how many lots?
well, let me,
100, 50, 70?
Is it just that one additional block?
No, if we're just talking about the 2 blocks to the west,
Included decisions.
right, which would be the north side of Belmont Avenue and the south side of Belmont Avenue, those blocks between 2nd and 3rd. So I'll give you a total of houses, 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of the block to the west, and that would be the,
Well, let's not go too far afield.
no,
all
the
right?
first block to the
So-
west, which
So
would be,
let's talk about the 200-foot radius. There are 41 properties there, correct?
Correct.
All right, 7 of the 41, I believe, and you correct me if I'm wrong, are oversized. Is that right? 7 of the 41 are oversized lots within the 200-foot radius.
I'd have to check that. I didn't calculate that.
when you say oversized.
You mean
conforming?
greater than 60 by 100?
No, they're larger lots, period, either frontage or depth.
Larger than required.
Larger than required.
Larger than required. 1, 2. I count 7 excluding the subject property.
Are oversized. Okay. 26 of the 41, you count them, are compliant
Or larger.
or larger.
Okay? You want me to double?
15 are substandard. That represents roughly 36% of the lots.
What I have, 36.5%.
Okay.
Mhm.
13 of the 41 are non-conforming. 13 of the 15, right? 2 of them are substandard. That represents 4.88%, and 86.6% or at least 60% are larger than required. Okay? Maybe you want to testify about values?
Yes, sir.
Go right ahead.
I did hand in comparable sales.
Terry?
New construction has been in demand. Many of the older homes that we're talking about on the 40s have been now upgraded and expanded as well. But values range between, on the existing 40 by 100s, the older ones, start around $650,000 to $700,000. New construction, which is what I handed in, on 40 by 100s and 50 by 100s, generally are between $1 million and $1.3 million.
That is, so the ones on 50 by 100 wouldn't garner a higher price than the one on 40 by 100?
Slightly, yes.
How much?
By about $50,000. Maybe if it's a little big of a house, maybe by $100,000.
Yeah.
And I did even hand in, I think, the last page of an exhibit where in 2010, a high ranch on a 40 by 100 was selling for $400,000. Today, it's in excess of $1 million. So the 40 by 100 parcels appreciate consistently with the market and the surrounding area. I would, as far as values, creating a 250s and 140 by 100 is not going to depreciate property values in this area. It's not going to be, and in fact, as the board will see, just to the east and the west, they're both 40 by 100s. The demand is strong. New housing is beneficial, and it does consistently improve the neighborhoods. The issue here would be creating the 140 because we have we have the subdivision that was granted just to the south And those houses went on the market and sold very well. In fact, it sold, the 50 by 100 sold for $1,315,000.
But you could make 260 by 100s.
70.
70s.
Oh, I'm sorry, 70.
What would the cost of constructing these homes be? Would they be similar? You're going to put the same house on each of the 3 lots if this were to be
No.
approved?
The,
Middle lot is proposed to be smaller house. The 250 by 100 would have the same house.
Okay, so what would construction cost on these 3? Roughly.
I had estimated let me just get this here down. The 40 by 100 would cost approximately $560,000 to $565,000. And the 50 by 100 would cost about $685,000 to build.
10 feet makes a difference.
The 40 by 100 total gross building area is 2,250 square feet. The 50 by 100 is 2,730 square feet, and that includes the garage area and the foyers.
That's on 2 floors.
The two outside houses,
Close together.
the 2 outside parcels would be the larger homes, and they're basically 35 feet wide by 39 feet in depth. The 40 by 100 is 25 by 45, an inline colonial. While we're talking high numbers, actually the applicant now owns the property, but construction costs are substantial. And at the end of the day, we look at the selling price and say the builder is making a ton of money. He's still making under 20% on the construct after the purchase of price. I estimated the building lots to be between $385,000 to $400,000. The applicant purchased the property outright for $1,150,000. That'll bring a building lot for 2 houses at approximately $575,000 a building lot, which now makes it substantially onerous on his outright purchase of the property.
He's the owner already, or is he contract vendee?
He closed, he owns it.
Okay.
And I understand the board's position. We don't make builders whole, but this is a unique situation now.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think, if the board would grant, or if your client would choose to build 2 70 by 100s, how would that affect the numbers?
It'll probably be the same house. You're not building a bigger house because it only costs you more money to build, and it's one would be the largest homes. So you're going to put up about the same house. And what I had is now you got $575,000 a lot,
And
say,
685 a house.
and $685 a house.
So 7 and 6 is 1,250 maybe
Right.
each one.
So what,
So
what,
you're going to break even.
Excuse me. So you say even though if he were to build on 2 70-footers, he wouldn't build any larger homes?
I wouldn't say so, because you're pricing the buyer out of that market. It'll be the biggest houses, and now he's got to find, not many people come in with all cash anymore.
You got to increase your
Financing, so.
construction cost, and, it'll be marginal for the additional sale price.
And considering the neighborhood, and you see the non-conforming parcels, the majority, and that's what Mr. Farentella was trying to explain, the majority outside this immediate block are 40 by 100, 4,000 square foot parcels.
Mr. Plumer?
Mr. Nelson, I find it hard to believe that a bigger house won't get more money.
It will. Oh,
Okay, I'm talking about, no, when the chairman, maybe you're misunderstanding me, when the chairman said, why don't you build 2, what'd you say,
70 by 100 lots.
hundreds? So let's say The old house was 2,000 square feet on. Now you build a 2,500 square foot house, you'll get a bigger, you get it by the square foot. Like, let me finish. Like, my mother lives in North Valley Stream, and I see what they're building there. They build a bigger house around a block from her. They got,
You say North Valley.
by off Dutch Broadway, by Howell Road School, and they just built a house and they got $1.7 million for it. Okay, I saw them build it, and then I said, God, and then I looked on, I saw what it sold for. So I'm just saying and I'm not comparing apples and oranges, but I'm just saying when you build a bigger house, you're going to ask more money. It makes common sense.
The bigger house now, the applicant is proposing 2,730 square feet for
So
the.
those are
for
large
50
houses
by,
for the
those are large houses.
area.
Well, I don't think you want to put a 3,000 or 3,500 square foot house there. Because you got all these 40 by 100s, you have these smaller houses in the surrounding area.
Would the incremental cost to build a house that large price it out of this area?
Yes.
So we don't, if we built a 3,500 square foot house in this area, the additional construction cost to go from 2,700 square foot house to 3,500 square foot house, we don't anticipate that we would get the increase to balance it out. Not saying it wouldn't sell more, it'd sell more. That's our position, yes. Yep. In this area, we don't think 3,500 square foot homes would sell for what they would. Okay. One other thing I would say, if the board's concern is really the 40 by 100, we could split this into 346.67 equal lots, and then you have no other lot on the radius map that would be capable of the same subdivision, because without a 40, there's 80s, which can't be divided to two 46.67s, and there's one 120, which, although it could be divided into 340s, it can't be divided into 346.67. So if we did 3 equal lots, then you got 3 larger lots. You're pretty close to the 250 by 100s that were granted the variance behind us in 2018, and that's something we certainly would amend our application to, if the board felt that was more palatable. And I want to just quickly rehash. So we got the 15 substandard lots. 5 of those had variances. We gave you the variances. This is only the 200 feet. And then 10 of those would have been prior non-conforming, and that's about 36.5%. But our block, Belmont Avenue, between 1st and 2nd Street, we have 50% substandard. So we believe this will be in keeping with our block. And again, most of those variances were all around the subject property, 1 on each side, 2 behind. So we do believe that the application should be granted, and we request your favorable consideration unless you have any other questions for us.
Any other questions before we call the objector? We have someone here who's here in opposition. Ms. Rodriguez, would you like to speak, ma'am?
You can come up to the
You
podium.
can come up.
Right there?
I don't think we have any other things. Huh?
My name is Sonia Rodriguez. My address is 2076 Belmont Avenue, Belmont, New York.
Okay.
I can start?
2076. What do you got?
Hello, everyone. My concern is I live in the area. I've been there for over 22 years in the same home. I knew the prior owner, the previous owner. He gave me a history of the land that's there. It used to be an old chicken farm. He was proud of the land. One time I asked him, would you even sell us the land back 20 years ago? He says no. He used to walk his dog, ride around, and he rented one of the parcel that's there right now, the apartments. I have no qualms with building the homes. What I have a problem is the 3 homes. If you stand in front of the lot, you see that it's It's wide and it's big, but now they're going to put two big homes and one in the middle. Most of our privacy is gone. It is not within the character of the block. There are older homes there that were built in 40s and 50s, brick homes. Most people didn't move unless they passed, they retired, children kept the home. But my concern is that yes, property value has gone up. There's lots going on in Elmont. There's a lot of changes in Elmont. Very good changes. I've seen some companies build beautiful homes there. And it's not all within the character of the neighborhood. They're building homes next to small houses. The light is gone, privacy is gone. Most neighbors, they do know each other. I know that he was talking about the lot on the corner. That house, he's been there for a long time. I felt like it's almost penalizing him for having a larger lot on a corner that he's lived there for 40 years and justifying that. Sorry. What I have a problem with is they're building two large houses and one small in the middle. Like the gentleman said, why not to build two bigger homes? Our property values, of course, have gone up. I've seen the difference. I bought my house for $300,000. It's up to, close you could get to $1 million. However, the way I look at it is even though property values have gone up, our children cannot afford the area. I cannot downsize in my neighborhood because a smaller house will cost me more than what I bought my home for. We would have to move. And when you move, you have to move out of the area. Something that not everybody's willing to do. The bigger houses, they look beautiful. On the opposite side of the street where they're talking about, where you got the 4 large houses, 2 went up maybe about 10 years ago, 7.
Where are you talking about?
On Belmont Avenue on the back.
I think she's referring to Hoffman.
Okay, there's
What's
2
that?
on Hoffman. There's 2 houses, and now I believe it was Chowdhury. He built 2 more houses. Okay, back.
Are
And
you
the
talking about the 2 lots that were granted a variance? I was wondering that myself, that subdivision in 2018, on my radius map, they don't show any structures on there. Were they not built?
I provided photographs, yes, they're built.
They were.
Yes, they're
They were
built.
built.
Okay, so where are you talking about then?
Right on Hoffman, the 2 houses that Chowdhury built, right there. They're beautiful homes. I have no qualms about those homes. They're beautiful. But however, if you look on my side of Belmont where they want to build the houses, you have these smaller houses. On the other side of Hoffman, you got 4 big houses on that road and somebody just built up. So that block looks almost, you could say, okay, they're almost alike. But there was nothing there before. So what they did, they built that area up. On this side, we have our homes, and
These 2 are on 50s.
it's just going to take away from the aesthetic of the block. I hear that it's with the core of the block. It is not. I don't see it being like that. When I moved there first, a lot of the homes were older, people were older, and as I moved in there, people started fixing up their yards, fixing up their homes, and it's quaint, it's nice, it's somewhere where I can sit on my front porch at night and not worry about anything. Did we have some people coming in and stealing Cadillac converters? Yes, Nassau Police was on it, and we haven't had a problem. Or there's anything that happens in any neighborhood. But the way I look at it is looking for the future. My children cannot afford a home in the same area and stay living close. I can sell my house for $1 million. I can't buy another house for $1 million because it's going to be smaller and more than what I paid for in the square footage, a lot smaller. I was thinking about what the gentleman says. Why not just build 2 houses there? But building 3, so you're going to build 2 big houses and a small one in the middle, which to me, the block is going to look kind of awkward. There's a lot of buildings going up, new houses in Elmont. As I walk around, because I do some walking in the morning, you go down by Goodwin or in the back of Elmont, and they're building very huge homes. Blessed those that can buy it and afford it, but they're building them and they're going for 1.8, 1.4. It's $6,000 to $7,000 a month on mortgage. So what that says to me as a consumer is for you're pricing people out. You're going to price them out. You're going to price us out. You're going to price everyone out of families who are trying to leave Queens. I'm coming from Queens into Long Island. Okay, I wanted a quiet neighborhood. I wanted to raise my daughter somewhere else. And I came to Elmont. When I found Elmont, I was like, wow, this is pretty nice. It's almost like a hidden gem of Long Island right here, border of Queens, Jamaica. It's a hidden gem. And it got some use to, and I like it there. But they also build down Hoffman all the way to down. They built two houses, I believe it was on a one lot. And you got cars that they can't fit in the driveway, so they're half sticking out on the street, on the sidewalk, because it's a curve around. So the cars are sticking out, so you have to walk and come out onto the street to, come back around. And they're lovely people. Whoever bought the homes, I have no problems with them. I have a problem when in front of our houses, we're going to look at 3 houses going up. Privacy is gone. Parking is going to be gone. Because as anything, families these days don't come with one family car. They come with 3 family cars. Okay. It's nice to have more children in the area, more people who are going to invest in the area. A lot is changing. However, I just feel that it's not within character. It's not within what the original landowner wanted. He wanted homes. Why not build some houses that look like the houses that are already there? They're brand new. More families would want them. I've done some. I see the houses. And it's not built for your ordinary family who just got married, wanted to start a family. Let's go buy a home. It's not for them anymore. And they couldn't even afford it now if I sold my home. And I just think that 3 houses is a little too much right there.
Mr. Nelson or Mr. Minerva, the site plan doesn't really show the layout of where the houses would be if the houses were approved. It shows the existing situation. Was there one that shows where the houses would? I was just trying to look at the driveways and stuff, but
Yeah, the one marked chairman's copy has where the proposed driveways are, curb cuts, garages, everything.
You mean the composite?
The composite.
I guess.
I could give you mine too.
I mean,
if you look at the house right next door, it's the greenhouse. That cannot be within character when you build a big house next to a little house.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have, how's the street parking there? Is it allowed on both sides?
It's allowed on both sides. On the side where they want to build, I think you can't park on holidays and Sundays. The sign is still there. They never took that down, but I'm sure they'll take that down.
Is it alternate street parking or?
No, it's not alternate. But there's like an unwritten code, like everybody knows, my neighbor parks right in front of his house. Something happens, they can look out the window. Their doorbell camera will catch anything that happens to their cars. Neighbors do look out for each other, I just recently retired, so if I go away, I'll let my neighbor know. He looks out for us. It's the parking. There was one house from where they want to build, 1, 2, 3, 3 houses down. The gentleman that passed was 102. He came after World War II, built his house there, raised his family, and he passed in that home. They bought it, and they came with 4 cars. And neighbors had to talk, the street doesn't belong to us, but there's so much space that just leave this for my daughter, so when she comes home from the hospital, she's a nurse, she can park right in front of my house. I know she gets in safe. Kind of to make it a safety issue for the family. They don't have to go around the block or 2 blocks down to park. Parking will be an issue. It will be an issue. I don't see how not. Um, because if you build it, you're building with one driveway, and the houses that they're building, the garages are very small. You can't fit a car in there, and plus snow blowers, shovels, and everything else. The garages are pretty small. They usually park in the driveway. Um, Again, gentlemen, I don't oppose building the home. I oppose 3 houses that are going to take away from the character of the block. There's already one on the corner that Chowdhury Company built, and that's okay. You know, the house, it needed to go. The lady sold it, and they built it. I didn't know this process. And everybody was like, oh, our property value will go up. I was like, yeah, but remember, when it goes up, we can't afford in our own neighborhood after that. Taxes are already higher for us, especially a lot of the people are coming in from Queens and Brooklyn and want something quieter, that they can come home and find a parking in front of their house. That's why we're leaving the overcrowded, inner cities. So that's what I'm opposed. I hope,
Okay.
I got
Okay.
clear.
Anything else you'd like to tell us?
No, they're building, again, I'll say they're building gorgeous homes, but they're not for your average, everyone. I just feel that they're being built to a certain targeted person, that a new house just went up 1.8, 1.9, 1.4. They can't afford it, and it's what's happening. I'm not willing to move to Florida. I'm not willing to move out of state or further down Suffolk County. And I have a daughter and I have a grandson that are there, and she couldn't afford it.
They have, the lot's required to be 6,000 square feet, so they could legally, without permission from us, put 2 houses on the lot.
I understood
I think
that.
that's why the issue came up. But we understand your opposition to
I
3.
understand that. I'm not opposed to the 2
No, I
houses.
understand. So we understand your opposition to 3 houses because it seems overburdensome, and there is a question, at least in my mind, about how consistent 3 houses on this block would be with the character of the neighborhood. So we will take into consideration what you've told
Thank you.
us and your concerns.
Thank you so much.
I
Thank
have
you.
a question for Mr. Nelson, if you don't mind. Mr. Nelson, I don't know if you visited the block. I assume you did. There's a house on the corner of the north side of Belmont Avenue and the westerly side of First Street. It's a very large home. I noticed you don't have a photograph of that house in your submissions. Are you familiar with that house?
The northwest corner.
Northwest corner. It's a white house with a black trim.
I identify it as a new colonial. I don't have a picture of that, yes.
No. Do you have any idea how large that house is? How many square feet?
I don't offhand.
Do you have any idea what the value of that house is? I don't know that it was built or purchased. I don't have the lot number. It's outside the 200-foot radius.
If you give me a minute, I might pull it up.
Okay. And the only other comment I had was
Wait, before it's the northwest corner. of First.
northwest corner of Belmont and First.
Right, okay.
Big white house with the black trim,
I did.
colonial.
So it'd be just east of tax lot. I think that looks like
281.
281.
No, I don't think there is a
I think he's talking
lot
about
number
this
on
lot
this
here.
map.
Corner house, right?
Corner house.
Corner house. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
off our map. While he's looking to see if he can find that information, just to respond to those comments from the neighbor, I'm going to rely on what we've already put on the record in regard to the character of the area. I would indicate that, as I mentioned earlier, applicant would certainly consider 3 even lots, 46.67 feet. And then you'd have 3 equal-size homes, and we would do double driveways, so you'd have additional off-street parking. Like I said, if that's more palatable to the board, we could certainly submit a sketch or a plan of what that would look like for consideration. And then we would be, again, we'd be larger than 50, now we'd be larger than 50% of the homes on the block, all the lots. And we would address any concern about any of the other lots on the radius map being capable of a similar subdivision if we didn't have a 40 included, so.
Yeah, how many other lots within the 200 radius are, if a 40 by 100 would be granted, how many other lots within the 200-foot radius would also be able to be subdivided?
Well, I think there was 280s, but let me just double check that.
Okay,
And
I
those,
think
you know, those had, we have a small, very small home on that lot. These would be more substantial houses you'd have to take down. So I see 1, 2. I see 280s, and then there's a 120 and a 110.
So 4. So theoretically, if we were to grant this, you could get 2, 4, 6, 9 additional homes. Is that right?
Again, those are more substantial homes, and they would have to be entirely demolished. But if we propose 346.67s, then none of them can do that type of 3-lot subdivision.
Okay.
So you'd be 0 new homes, other than any that would be fully conforming on a 46.67 grant for 3 lots.
Okay. That concludes your presentation.
Let me just see if Mr. Nelson has the answer to your question.
Yep.
If not, we can always certainly submit that for the record,
Okay.
if the board would like that.
I didn't take measurements.
Say that again?
I did not take measurements when it was there.
It was originally purchased 4 years ago at $375. Looks like they knocked it down. It was completed in 2022, and according to the Nassau County Assessor, it's 2,840 square feet. And that parcel is 6,000 square feet, 60 by 100.
It's just slightly bigger than the 2 homes proposed.
One of the things that you see now
On the
is
50 by 100s.
everybody's doing black and white houses, black trim, white, and that's making it stand out. It's not blending in like with the soft earth tone colors that they used to build.
Pretty nice, though.
It's beautiful, but they do now stand out. And
I just look and see what they're doing in North Valley Stream when you talk about building larger homes on small lots. And, I mean, it's utterly amazing, the mansions that they're putting up on much smaller lots. Certainly quite out of character with the neighborhood, but so be it. All right, any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Mr. Nelson, everyone else who signed in on the case, including you, Ms. Rodriguez, will receive a copy of the board's decision by mail once it's ready.
Thank you all for coming in. All in favor? Any opposed? I believe that concludes the afternoon calendar. We'll take a short break for 10 minutes and come back and finish our decisions.
Look at my thing. I'm sorry if I made a mess.
you don't have to say sorry.
I have to run to my car and grab my
Miss Manners. Yeah, right. You don't know.
You know, the last time that they were planted a variance in that area, I was in California. No, it's true. Like the last variance, granted it. It's a great case. It's not like they're granting variances all over the place, you know?
Christina.
Oh, my God.
Colleen, thank you.
Lisa,
Good to see you.
You have a pen? All right, so there's a guy by the name of John Ziatz. ATZ, 516-913-1169. I don't know. 1169. He's got a showmobile available for 700 a night. I don't know if you pay the town for it when they give it to you. Do they pay for it? So we're going to do some decisions. All right. So case 314 of 2026 Baldwin, Applied Behavioral Health Management LLC, DBA Family of Kids, to use variance for the trash enclosure not permitted in a Res B district in conjunction with the proposed medical office, which is not really a medical office, and a use variance for the proposed children's play area not permitted in Res B district. Variance in off-street parking. Do I have any discussion? If not, do I have a motion?
I have to do the sequel first.
Yeah.
On
That's
case
because
case number 314 of 26, I move that we adopt a negative declaration as to the CEQA determination based on the testimony given, exhibits in the file, and other materials we have reviewed and analyzed.
Seconded.
All in favor? Any opposed? Now on the application itself.
On the application itself, 314 to 26 Baldwin, Applied Behavioral Health Management LLC, use variance, use parking variance, use variance for children's play area not permitted in Residence B, variance off-street parking located at 944 Merrick Road be granted as requested.
Second?
Seconded.
All in favor? Any opposed? Do we want to put some restrictions on number of the testified maximum 22 students, maximum staff 40? Want to put a condition on that one?
The only reason I wouldn't think it might be necessary is because the CVS operated out of there with that many parking spots.
Okay,
But I don't know.
all right, no, that's fine. All right. All right, case 315 of 2026, near Garden City, the Escape Game Garden City LLC, special exception to use part of the premises for a place of public assembly and amusement, the proposed escape game that is in the Roosevelt Field Mall at 630 Old Country Road. Any discussion? If not, do I have a motion? We need a secret determination on this one as well.
Yeah, I move that we adopt a negative declaration as to the secret determination based on the testimony given, exhibits in the file, and other materials we have reviewed and analyzed.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, now as to the case.
Yes, I make a motion on 31526, the Escape Game Garden City LLC, special exception to use part of premises for a place of public assembly and amusement. And I move that we, grant the, as requested.
Second, all in favor? Any opposed? All right, as to cases 316, 317, and 318 of 2026, I'm going to ask that Christina write some findings and a decision. Okay, we'll hold it. Cases 319, 20, 320, and 321 have been adjourned to August 19th at 2 p.m. And I believe that concludes. Now, just a minute. So during the break, 3 board members at the very least went and inspected case 241 of 2026. As a result of that inspection, and not just myself, that's page 2. Page 2.
Hearing date May 6th.
Correct. 666 Jefferson Street. Do I have a motion?
No, you.
Silence? I can't do it. Come on, Plumer, you were there.
Okay, where are we? West Hempstead?
241, that's the one we saw in West Hempstead.
I make a motion on file number 241 to 26 West Hempstead, Rebecca Fellman, located on 666 Jefferson Street, be granted as requested with new home conditions.
Nice, nice. Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Did you go outside for 5 minutes on another case? You said you had to go to your car?
Yeah, two things. On case 259, we can do that case. They had proposed setting back the fence 7 feet and then putting an angle on it. I think a better idea is set the fence back 8 feet and not put the angle on it. I think that is better for everyone involved. So I would move and they made the other mitigations that were raised by the neighbor to quiet the equipment down. So 259, 2026 in Lido Beach, 50 Buxton Street, Hillel Brick. I would move that we grant the requested relief to install a pool with the mitigation that was proposed and with the front yard fence set back 8 feet, and they can remove the angled area from it.
And the fencing shall be temporary?
Yeah, the fencing's temporary.
Second,
In conjunction with
Yeah, it goes with the pool.
It goes with the pool, but yes, it's temporary.
Yeah, so we look at it.
second.
No, sorry.
Anybody want a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
The other thing, I just wanted to let everyone know, we went over 115, so the other Point Lookout case, they are waiting to submit something. And then on the 115 Parkside Drive in Point Lookout, there exists a house that has seemingly a CO. They got a CO 2.5 story. Then they got plans approved for a 3-story FEMA. And then they came back and said, we don't want to build a 3-story FEMA, but we've reconfigured it so we can put a 3rd story on and use all 3 of them. And we don't have to comply with FEMA. So Christine is going to look into, Christine, I'm sorry. I just got done texting Christine. What is required. So it's not clear how much of this relates to the house that you actually see there now. Because the house that you see there now is probably acceptable, but no height variance, no number of stories. And then there's a bunch of other stuff listed here that we thought seems to be already part of the CO'd house. Christine is going to look into it and find out what approvals are needed to keep the house as it is, because what's proposed here is not acceptable. So that's an update. So we can't do that one today.
Okay, so 293 and 294 of 2026. Mr. DeGrace is here. I believe several of the board members went out and looked at this. Does anybody want to make a motion on it?
I move that we adopt a negative declaration as to the secret determination based on the testimony given, exhibits in the file, and other materials we have reviewed and analyzed.
Second.
Okay.
All in favor of the
Aye.
secret motion? Okay, now with respect to the application.
Yeah. I move I move it, yes. Okay.
Go ahead.
With conditions, correct.
Any opposed? Any?
Second.
Second? Any opposed? Mr. Pellegrini, I believe you're,
would like to oppose it.
pardon?
He's
vote
about.
nay.
Okay.
It passes.
4 in favor, 1 against.
All in favor?
I'm recused. All in favor?
I'll take over.
Okay.
Well, you reviewed it too, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, she was there.
Yeah, you reviewed the materials.
Yes.
Okay. I inspected the other day.
Kim went too.
I did not go see it. Anything else?
No time.
Patrick?
Time earlier.
They're gone, Pat. No, come on.
Which one?
We have some Stench's Tough Time.
Oh, we do.
Stench.
Isn't that nice?
We have case number 452.
Thank you for help on that.
Stephen Roselia. Excuse me, I have the floor.
46, 67.
Want to see you get mad?
Doing Article 78.
I don't know. Are you back?
You would think that, I mean, he failed on all 5 points.
Good, thank you so much.
Undesirable change benefits by the applicant. And he achieved bill 2.
Photos are on file.
The size of those homes, you're gonna get $1.5 million.
It's nice.
Believe it or not.
Wow, a McMansion. Holy crap. Is this what we approved? Uh-oh, granted in part, denied in part. What was denied?
Number 5, he failed miserably.
We should look at it, because they cheated. This looks like a cheat house.
I can tell you what they are building in North Valley Stream is frightening.
Oh, 31 feet above the ground.
New construction.
Did it ask for a height?
Everybody's all booked. There must be, they're not
Let's see,
they're
it
not
might say
coming
on
before
the
us.
request.
I gotta go see Lennox. No, that's the one
It doesn't.
not familiar.
Notice that.
Like, what was your house in?
Okay.
341 Green Court.
Check it out.
Oceanside. It's a block away from the park. Patrick was down there on the weekend. Which park?
Green Tree? So he's close to the golf course. So that, yeah, so it's like you have to turn on the park side and you go like straight down.
Yeah.
It's like
341.
Park and Green Court.
I'm back. You're supposed to go that way.
Wow, what a nice yard.
It's not that big. That's a
That's
little.
what she said. All right, extensions of time.
That's nice.
300 Lawson LLC.
I had it done.
What did it look like before that?
It was granted by the board 2/4/2/26. They needed more time to get their secure building permit. Case number 300, Ellen Prozac.
Oh, the Prozac case is the interesting.
Oh, okay.
Prozac case, that is.
Got it. So it's still good.
Yes.
So we should grant an extension of time.
Wait, that's the basement.
With the fireplace.
But it's maybe what, a foot below? Or is it on grade?
It's on grade.
It's on grade.
Wow,
that's So is.
Wait, why does the basement have a
Okay. And it's JP and MP. Mark the Plumer.